Color grading and audio editing can sound intimidating, but what if I told you that those can be your secret weapons in filmmaking? Let's dive into my self taught journey in mastering Da Vinci Resolve. Crazy, right? It's a crazy story.
Am I really that much to handle? Breaking these niggas down like a camel. You don't really to throw you up.
For those who may not know me, I go by the name of Miami Tip. Okay, I am a director, producer, executive producer. I do sound design, I do color correcting, color grading, audio editing. Crazily, I do it all and I taught myself. So let's get into a little backstory of me. I am an author. I grew up reading. I've always read. I've always been a writer. And as I got older and had, life experiences, I decided to write some novels. In the midst of writing novels, I knew that I wanted to turn my books into movies. Did I ever think that I was going to be a director? No. I always thought that I was just going to write these scripts. Somebody's going to love them and somebody's going to shoot them, right? However, I ended up going to school for film production, right? I didn't finish, but I went to one of those like hands-on schools. It wasn't like a where you go get a bachelor's degree or something. You go to the school, you're like hands-on, they take you on sets. You go, you meet with your mentor. It's a mentor they give you, and they teach you how to write scripts, they give you resources, things of that nature. I didn't finish, but I did a good 9 months, and it definitely triggered something in me, and I knew that this was what I was born to do, write stories and shoot them. I just didn't know how I was gonna shoot them, so I kinda pushed school to the back. I even pushed, the idea of turning my books into movies to the back. Until one day, I was kind of looking for investors for my project because I did wanna shoot them. I didn't know how to start, so I really wanted to get people that were kind of in the industry and may have knowledge. So I was, like, reaching out to every and anyone. Nobody was biting, but I hit up Freezy. Shout out to Strong Arm. Freezy was like, "Imma connect you with a filmmaker that I know. His name is Ruts." So me and Ruts were talking and trying to figure things out. I was explaining to him my story and what I wanted to do, and he was like, "Tip, why don't you direct it?" And I was like, "Man, I'm telling you this because I want you, like, you gonna direct it. I got the script, it's done. You gonna direct it." And he was like, "No, Tip, like, nobody's gonna be able to tell this story like you. You should definitely direct it." When he said that, I'm not gonna lie, like, I was really scared. I'm like, "Man, I don't have no schooling in this, I don't have no experience. I've never been behind a camera in that sense before you know, but it's crazy. I've directed a lot of my own videos without even knowing, unconsciously, like telling the directors what I want, how I see it. Cause I'm a visual, I'm a visual person. I'm an artist, like for real. So he was saying that I was scared. I'm like, I don't know. And he was like, "Look, we're gonna do this project. We're gonna do it together, but you're gonna direct it, and I'm gonna help you." And we shot a little promo video for my first book, The Bottom Line. And I promise you guys, I had no experience, and I just felt like I was in this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And under Rut's guidance and him helping me navigate through this, I felt so empowered by the time we got done filming. It was probably like 10 minutes worth of footage. And I was like, this is what I want to do. So I will always be thankful and grateful for Freezy, not only for what he does for the community, but what he did in linking me and connecting me with Ruts. And I will always be grateful for Ruts and planting that seed in me and putting that battery in my back to do it, and then teaching me and showing me and guiding me. I'm so appreciative of that. But we all know that film costs some money. And as I started shopping around with my idea and things of that nature, I always knew that it was going to be a budget thing. And of course, because of who I am, people were like, "Oh, in order to do this, it's going to be 100 grand. It's going to be 150 grand." And that was money that I did not have. Like, I wasn't even expecting the numbers to be that high. So I'm like, man, there's no way that it has to cost that much. Like I know from doing music videos and little promo videos for my books that I've done earlier that I know what I've done with $2,000. So I'm like, with $10,000, I know that we can do a little something. It doesn't have to be 100,000. I know that I can make 10,000 stretch because of what I've been around film, not, as a director per se, but basically I was directing, Um, but I know I was like, nah, ain't no way. So everyone's like overcharging me. Some people were not even returning my calls. Some people were not interested, and it was cool. But there was a fire burning inside of me, and I'm like, I got to get these stories out. And, I don't really have the time to go to school because I had so much going on, with my lifestyle and TV and things of that nature. I didn't have the time to go to school, nor did I, want to go through financial aid and go through a real school. Like I'm ready to do this right now. So it's gotta happen. So I hit up a guy that I used to work with. He was my manager in music, Drizzle, because Drizzle's a very hard worker and he's really good at forming a team and helping me form a team and just help push me to start getting it done, So I formed a little team and we just started shooting. I hit up Romero. Romero was like my everyday lifestyle photographer. He was down. So it was me, Romero, Drizzle. I had my mom. I had my boyfriend. I hit up some the actors. They were my friends. Another one I got off an app, and now we're really cool. And it was almost like the team I was creating, God was sending them to me, and it just everything just felt so right. I didn't know what I was doing, okay? I didn't know. I just knew I had to do this. So I formed me a little team. We shot a couple projects, right? And they were all the first one was like a $10,000 budget, right? And my thing was for it to look decent. And I did this in music. I started really, really big. When I first started doing music, I was spending thousands and thousands of dollars in it. But I quickly snapped out of it because I'm like, I don't want to make the same mistake that I made in music where I spent thousands and thousands of dollars on the product, but I didn't have money for the marketing. So, as Instagram is going, I'm looking, I'm like, look, man, it's people blowing up off of $300 videos. Okay. We're going to keep our budget small so that we have enough money for marketing, right? So I started shooting everything that you could think of that went could go wrong in filmmaking. My first time, everything went wrong. And I swear I panicked on everything from the actor that I had dropping out a week before we were supposed to film, and not having a location, just a lot of miscommunication. It was a lot of things because I didn't know that were going wrong. And I panicked. That first time I panicked. And gratefully, because God, everything worked out. But now we have this product. We have it shot. And I spent some money on it. I spent some time. But now it has to be edited. Cool. I'm like, no biggie. I know editors. Hit up editors. Few of them. First, before I say that, let me say this. I've had bad experiences with editors. I know you can have a videographer come and shoot for you, right? And he's not giving you your footage until 30 days later. That's why I'm very, very, very like finicky with who I work with in the industry. I probably only had 2 or 3 photographers because I want my turnaround time got to be fast. That's the first question I ask anybody in film. What's your turnaround time for the editing, for the complete project? What is your turnaround time? If it's too long, if you're not guaranteeing me that I'm gonna get my product within a couple of days, cool. No disrespect to you and how you run your business, but I want someone who has a fast turnaround time, right? So I've had that experience through my journey in music. So I already knew hitting up editors. I still was like, what's your turnaround time? Right? However, they were just like, tip. This is you're not talking lifestyle. You're not talking a music video. You're talking film. So it's gonna be like 30 days, or I need 90 days, or I need 60 days, or I need, and I'm like, damn, like I don't got 30, 90, 60 days, 6 months, and then I don't even want to take the chance with some of these people because they might tell me 30 days, but that means I gotta give them 60. And that's in my brain. That's how I work. That means I gotta give them 60 because I know that things happen and life be life, and I don't be wanting to pressure nobody when it comes to editing my stuff. So then I'm like, man, I don't got, if they told me 30 days, I don't got 60 days. If they told me 90 days, I don't got 180 days. So what am I going to do? And then also they like with the 30 days, I need 1,500. I need 2,000. Everybody, because of who I am, everybody's charging me extra. Anybody that I ask to be a part is charging me extra. And it's like, okay, this is a whole new world for me. Y'all might know me, Miami Tip, but nigga, I am a regular working woman and I am trying to succeed and I'm trying to accomplish things just like everyone else. If I approach anyone, that means I know that you have potential. I believe in your work, you know? I don't even negotiate prices. That's not what I do because if I step to you and you tell me 800, $1,000 and I feel like you're worth it, I'm gonna pay it. But if you're telling me that and I know you just jacking the price up because you feel like I am who I am, that puts a bad taste in my mouth, and I don't wanna work with you no more ever or in anything, and I don't care how good you are, because I'm not that type of person. I don't finesse people, I don't get over on people, and if I pay you for something, I expect the job to be done, you know? I just don't expect nobody overcharging me. So, at this point, I'm really frustrated. I got this project. I can't find nobody who wants to give me a decent price with a decent turnaround time. Hey guys, I just want to remind you guys to check out my books, The Bottom Line and Shadows of Seduction, The Bottom Line Part 2. They are anthology-based books based around multiple women who some way, somehow ended up in the strip club. Some made it out while others got swallowed up by the game. Sex, drugs, greed, and envy all play a role in this vicious game beyond the pole. But through all the BS, the money is the bottom line. And that's why my books are called The Bottom Line. So please, you guys, go check them out. Available on all major book platforms. So I hit up Toon. Toon has been my videographer forever, okay? He's been with me from the beginning of my journey. A lot of my videos, a lot of things that I've done, he's been a part of my journey. Shout out to Toon. And I hit up Toon. I'm like, Toon, I got this footage, man. I don't have nobody to edit it. If I get it to you, if I mail you the hard drive, can you do it? And Toon's like, I'll give it a shot. So I sent him the hard drive, sent him the script. He edits it, but it wasn't like, it was good, but it wasn't, I seen more in it. And I knew that it was going to take for me to do it. Toon told me what I needed. He said, you need a MacBook. You need some, you need a MacBook and you need a big boy because you're doing heavy footage. You need a big boy. So I went and got the big boy MacBook. Okay. I bought it on my credit card. And I went and got the MacBook. And he was like, you need Adobe Premiere. He edits on Adobe Premiere. He's like, I edit on Adobe Premiere, but the big boy stuff is DaVinci. And he was like, but I could teach you on Adobe, just so you could get your foot in the game with editing. And I'm like, nah, I want the best of the best. So I'm gonna invest in DaVinci. So I spent my money on DaVinci. I don't know nothing about nothing, okay? But what I did have experience in is editing my footage from my phone in iMovie, right? So as you open these different editing softwares, because I did look at Adobe, I did look at DaVinci, you kind of have the gist of it. Even like, I'm a real content creator. So the editing, I was like, okay, I could probably do this. I went on YouTube and I locked in for months. I'm talking about in my garage for months. YouTubed everything, took my time, taught myself how to edit in DaVinci Resolve. I taught myself how to do editing for the sound, the leveling, because I know even I'm an independent filmmaker, but I don't want my sound to sound how some of these people that been doing this for years sound. I want to learn color grading because I don't want my movies to look like what some of these people's movies that's been doing it for years look like. So I really studied and taught myself how to edit, okay? Movies, films. I taught myself how to color correct, how to color grade. I taught myself audio editing. I locked in for 6 months because I knew that this is something that I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. It was like I was a kid in a candy store. It was like the first day of school all over again for 6 months straight. Like I got locked in, really sat in my garage in the dark. Like this, my garage is my space, and in the dark by myself, locked in every day, hours straight, taught myself every aspect of this. So as I'm teaching myself how to edit, it's helping me as a director. Now I'm understanding why certain things are really, really important. Okay. In the beginning, my first project, big project, we didn't have lighting, but it was because of me. Because I was like, man, fuck it, we gonna run it. Because Romero wasn't like he does lifestyle and video shoots. He's not in film to, like real big boy. Like we need lighting. We had these two, LED light tubes, okay? That wasn't enough. Then in one scene, oh my God, one scene, I wanted it like a Belly Keisha type vibe, the blue vibe. We didn't have a key light. The whole room was blue. Okay, but this is before I learned about editing that I can, we need a key light and then everything else I could do in post. I didn't know that. So as I'm learning to edit and we get to that scene and that scene's not coming out the way that I envisioned it, I'm like, why? So I have a mentor, and he and I found him because of that situation. I was like, somebody has to help me. But I knew nobody that I know was really going to take their time to help me. Like, asking people for help. So I really had to find a complete stranger. And he told me why and he showed me why. And I even sent the footage to him and he was like, whoa, smoky light. Like, you got it all blue. We can't pull it out. So now I was like, "Oh, I need lighting for the next one. I have to get a gaffer, or we have to have lighting." So for the next project that I shot, we didn't have lighting. We didn't have a gaffer. We didn't have a gaffer for the second one, but we brought our own lighting. So for me, it was all about getting better with each one, and I knew that if I never started, I would never learn. So I didn't want nobody I didn't want nothing I didn't want nobody holding me back. I didn't want no prices holding me back. That's why I jumped in head first and started teaching myself and, little things I'm learning as I'm teaching myself to edit, like lighting. So now in the next project, the third project I got to, I hired a gaffer. I had sound from day one, but I'm learning about sound. I edited my sound on the first project, and I didn't know that he's recording, the files that he's sending me. He's sending me two mics and a boom, right? So obviously in the mics, as the actors and actresses are moving, you can hear the static. So as I'm playing it back and I'm editing, I'm like, man, this sound got horrible. It's all this static. Da, 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 da. I didn't know about noise reduction. I didn't know about leveling it. None of that. Like editing the sound, none of that. So I had like the wrong files in the audio on the first project, right? And at the end, I thought I was done. And I'm like, this is the best I could do. At the end, I sent that first project to 5 different audio people. Hit up my guy, Bubby. Bubby's my guy. Shout out to Bubby. Hit up my guy, Bubby. Hit up like 2 people from Fiverr. Hit up another guy that I know. They all could not fix the sound. They like, bro, I don't know what's wrong, but we did the best that we could. And it would sound a little better than what I did, but it wasn't like, I'm like, why can't they get it? I didn't find out until like a year and a half later when I master sound that I had the wrong files on it, that I'm inputting the wrong files, the wrong mics into the project, bro. So now, a year and a half later, knowing what I know, and I go back, I really had to do surgery, and I'm just like, wow. And so when I look at my first project, right, I call it a big project because I did spend a big budget on it. However, I was the leader. As a director, you're the leader, and you gotta hire a team, who knows. My team, I built a team of people who believed in my vision and wanted to make it work. I think as far as film goes, we weren't experts in it, but we just had a vision. I had a dream. I had a vision, and everyone was dedicated to bringing my vision to life. While the first project came out, it came out great for what I knew then. Now obviously when I look at it, I'd be like, oh my God, this is trash. And this project I didn't put out yet. I'm about to put it out, but I have to put it out because I spent all this money on it. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't have it any other way because had anything didn't go the way that it went, I wouldn't know what I know now. And my whole thing is being able to grow and being able to master and just being able to continuously learn and expand and level up in every area. Now, my main goal, do I want to edit for the rest of my career? No. Do I want to do sound design, sound editing for the rest of my career? No, but I will if I have to. If that, until I create a team or until I get a budget to where I could afford the people that I would like to work with. But I'm not gonna let that stop me. I'm not gonna let, the hours that I have to put in after filming to do editing, then to go back and do sound design, color correcting, all that stuff. I'm not gonna let it stop me. I'm gonna keep going, keep pushing. And, the reason I made this video, I don't think people understand the magnitude of what I did, what I'm doing. Taught myself everything, everything, every aspect. And I'm not, like perfect. I ain't got it perfect. Obviously, I didn't go to school. So there's a whole lot more that I know that I can learn. But the whole moral of this is to let y'all know, do it. If you're in filmmaking, if you're in any writing books, being anything, visual arts, you know, the only way you can learn this is if you jump in head first. Like there's no other way. And that's what I did. I jumped in, I learned, okay? I didn't let nothing stop me. If you don't shoot that first film, you're never gonna get here, okay? Don't let nothing stop you. Don't let the budget stop you. You can shoot with your iPhone. Great quality, okay? You got to start so that you can make these mistakes so that you can learn. And I am committed to making mistakes now from my first shoot, my first project, from when I, was overwhelmed and I went crazy. Now, when things happen, I welcome it. I welcome it. Anything that goes wrong, I welcome it. I'm staying positive through it all, very level headed because I know that I'm learning. And that's what I want. I want to learn. I want to be great. And the only thing that this did for me, having to teach myself how to do these things, was made me better, made me greater. Like I'm a force to be reckoned with. And I want everybody to know that. Now, while I haven't dropped those first projects, but they are coming soon, I have dropped some short films. The reason behind dropping the short films is because I feel like I don't want to just throw the projects that I spent some money on. I don't want to just throw them out there without the proper marketing, but I also don't want to hold back on letting people know that I'm coming. You feel me? So I have A Father's Fury and I have Behind Closed Doors that I shot and I put them out, and I have a few more short films coming out. And these are to show people my skills, that I can write, that I can direct, that I can edit it. And these are small budget. These are micro budgets, okay? This is what we can do with $2,000. This is a part of my story, my journey that I want to share with everybody. You don't need 100,000, 200,000, $1,500 to start. Okay. Obviously, you want to get there because it is levels. You know what I'm saying? You got the Honda and you got the Bentley. Now it's levels. Don't let nobody think that you just want to stay right here. No, at least I don't. You know what I'm saying? I want to go from YouTube to Netflix to my own ish. You feel me? And I know there's steps that I got to take. So, with that being said, I hope you guys have checked out my projects of Father's Fury and Behind Closed Doors. I have a few more short films dropping. I have a series about to drop. And I really hope you guys, I would appreciate the support. But any feedback, good or bad, like I'm open to constructive criticism. I just want to learn. I just want to be great. And I just want to get these stories out of my head in front of your face on any screen. I don't care if it's your phone screen, your iPad, if it's on a network, if it ain't. I want to get it from my brain to you. And I would appreciate everyone's support on my journey as I continue to grow, evolve, and master this film making thing. You feel me? With that being said, everyone, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have let us know about your journey as a filmmaker. Let us know where you're at. If you're in the beginning, hopefully this video motivated you to get up and just start. Just go. I ain't let nothing hold me back. Ain't nothing gonna hold me back. Okay? Make it happen.